Welcome to Cooking with the Trace Sorelli, brought to you by Columbus Vegetable Oils. Let me make the introductions to the three girls, the Reenie girls, the sisters, however you want to say it. But this is Gracie, this is Joe, and I'm Bibi. And today we're making a simply delicious steak with avocado. You're going to love it.
You know what I do with this?
What?
When I have leftovers, I make it for lunch the next day.
Oh, what a good idea.
It is so good, and it really ends up being very low calorie.
Oh, definitely.
Because I'm putting a lot of vegetables and you know, the things on it, and the meat, and one little tortilla. It's wonderful. So
I've never made this before. So you guys, I plan to skate today. You guys just go ahead and
well, it's about time you
do all the work. I'll just stand here and watch and,
well, you know what?
and tell you what you're doing wrong.
I was just going to say, but you did the important thing. Yes, the wine. Yeah. Don't pick the wine. As long as we have the wine in place, we're okay.
I can pick a wine for anything.
Even if you never made it before, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's get started. You're going to see how simple this is.
this is simple.
Taking about 15 minutes to make.
Exactly. I can't believe it's 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That's pretty good for dinner.
Right, exactly. So, okay, we're going to get started.
Okay.
First thing.
We're starting with a pound of flank steak, although this piece is a tiny bit bigger.
Yeah, and you can also use skirt steak. There's one called hanger steak. I never bought that before. I have no clue what it is. Do you?
Me either.
Okay, but you could use it if you wanted, or you could use any other kind of cut. But this is very good to use, I'd say.
Yes.
Okay.
And a juice of 1 lime.
Right, but
So-
you know what? You want to mix a little mixture.
Oh, you want to
first?
mix our
Yeah, let's
little
mix our
rub
little-
first? Okie
little
dokie.
combo here.
Let's do that.
Okay.
I think it's nice when you've got a lot of spices to mix them all together first.
It's 1 tablespoon
Yes.
of the
Of ground cumin.
right,
And a half a teaspoon of ground red pepper.
right, and with cayenne pepper.
We
whatever.
like red pepper.
Let me split it out.
We
there.
know
oh,
that.
Yeah. So this has got a little bit of a zip to it.
And this is a half of a teaspoon of salt.
Right. Very simple. Okay, just stir it up.
I always
again.
keep my recipe right in front of me because I can't remember.
Oh,
I
you
can't
know,
remember.
I know when you cook as much, sometimes it's good to know, exactly what the amount is.
Yes.
You can always adjust it if you want more
Right.
or less, but
Well, you know what I do when I'm cooking? Once I use the ingredient, I put it to the other side because that's the only way. Sometimes if
You
you
know
get
what?
interrupted,
That's
you
really
forget.
smart.
What did I
What
put
you
in and
put in and what you
didn't I
didn't.
put in? So I push it to the side.
And then you end up with double salt, and you don't want that.
or not enough of something in
Yes.
there. Certainly don't want to forget the baking powder and something. for
Yes,
example.
exactly.
Okay.
All right,
Now
so
we'll
now
take
we're
that.
using the lime juice.
Okay. Now we're going to do coat both sides. So I'm going to
Okay.
pour a little bit on this side. We'll do this.
Now you didn't score this. The butcher did it for you.
Right, yeah.
So if they ask you to score it, you should say yes. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, just
Oh.
because it's simpler, it saves a step.
See, I'll never make
Okay.
this at my house because my husband doesn't eat meat.
Oh.
He doesn't like,
He doesn't like steak. He eats
Doesn't
some
like
meat, but
steak.
not
Doesn't
steak.
like beef. Unless
Yeah.
it's ground or chicken, we don't eat it.
Then we're going to take the garlic and we're just going to spread it around a little bit on here. Okay.
Okay.
Just a little bit. All right.
How do you get the garlic smell off of your hands?
Oh, just read a thing the other day. It said about using toothpaste. Take a little bit of toothpaste.
Toothpaste?
Wash your hands with it afterwards,
I
and
just
then wash
use
your
lemon.
hands. I do, but I just read that the other
I
day.
suppose if it's really nasty, it could be. That would
But I
be a
just
good
read
idea.
Oh, so now you're putting the rub on.
Rub on.
Okay.
Sprinkle this
Okay.
on a little bit, okay? And then I'm just going to rub it in a little, pat it, and then I'm going to turn it and do the other side, okay? So this is, like I said, about as easy as you could possibly get. I do like to spread the lime juice with a little brush just because it's evenly coated, that's all. But you don't have to. You can do it simple.
I like that brush. That's cute.
Yeah, I like using these little silicone ones.
Yes, I think you can wash them better than those other kind.
Yeah, as much as I like. And then we have a little more garlic here. Okay, just spread it around. Doesn't that smell awesome?
It does. It
I know,
smells
Joe, you don't
wonderful.
like garlic as much as I do. But it is,
I smell better than you do.
it's rather fragrant, let's put it that way. Yes. And then we'll just sprinkle the rest of this on there, like that.
Okay, that looks really good.
Yeah, and just pat that in. And then it does tell you, doesn't it, Gracie? What does it say it there? Let it sit for like 15
Oh
minutes.
yes, let it sit for 15 minutes at room temperature.
Yeah, so now we're just going to let it sit for a little bit, sort of to get your seasonings in there.
Seasonings, yes.
And you could always, do it earlier if you wanted.
Plus, too, they really do tell you most steak, anytime you cook a steak, you should let it sit at room temperature for 15 minutes before you grill it. Did you know that?
Oh,
Yeah, I always.
Okay,
yeah.
I've heard you say
You're
that
right,
before.
Joe.
Why is that?
I really don't know.
I think they said it's because what happens
Who's they?
is whoever the expert is who told us to let it sit.
Okay.
Also is saying because then the outside doesn't get real cooked and the inside real raw. Because if it's really cold inside, the outside will get sort of charred and the inside won't be cooked.
All right.
That's what I've heard, at
that's
least.
that's a very good point.
Sounds good.
So there we go.
That's a
so
good
we're all
point.
set. And now we're going to
All
put it on
right.
the grill. Okay, so you're gonna, after your grill is nice and hot, you're going to put the steak on, and we're going to cook it for about 4 to 5 minutes on one side. Now, I like to make it a little bit pink. If you don't want that, obviously you're going to cook it a little longer. And I do set a timer for this. I'm a big fan of using timers when I grill. Okay, so after your steak while it's cooking, I think it's time to make the little topping.
Okay, make the topping.
This is the fun part. You
Yes. And that's 3/4 cup of salsa verde.
Now, what's the difference? This is
that's
made from
with the green.
tomatillos instead of red tomatoes. And you know what, too? It's not quite as spicy usually as the red sauce can be, which is, a little kinder sometimes. Some people don't like it real hot.
And you're using
What is this? This is green onions?
1 green onion,
Okay.
chopped, of course,
All right.
and
Our
2
favorite
tablespoons of chopped
cilantro.
cilantro.
Right out of
We
the
love-
yard, too.
Yep.
We
Got it
love
right out of the yard.
cilantro. Do you say cilantro or cilantro?
Nothing
I say
like
cilantro.
those fresh herbs.
It's all right. That's all I like.
As long as it's in my food, I like it.
And then salt.
Okay. And then 1/8 teaspoon of salt.
Okay. And then,
And then our avocado.
oh, yummy.
And 1 ripe avocado cubed. I love anything with avocado in it, don't you?
It makes everything taste better to me, doesn't
Yes.
it? It's like basil. It's one of those things that everything you have with basil tastes better. Everything with avocado tastes better, too.
Do you think that the fact that that salsa's there keeps the avocado from getting brown?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't make it like, 10
days
hours
ahead,
earlier.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think, making it a little bit earlier. But see, one of the beauties of this is because it is such a short, while the steak's cooking, you whip this up
Yeah.
and you're all set.
Right.
And then you're ready to go.
And now it's ready to come off. And I think it's cooked to perfection. I hope it's okay. I hope it's a little pink inside when we slice it. And you can use a corn or flour tortilla if you like, but just warm it a little bit on either side. You can do it on a little griddle or a little pan or whatever's easier for you. Okay? That's all you have to do. And then now we're going to slice some of the meat. One of the keys to this is making it really thin.
Right. And to cut against the grain.
Yes.
I should say across the grain.
Across the grain.
On this kind of meat.
Exactly.
Does that make it more tender? Is that the
Yes.
That's, okay.
If you don't, it'll be chewy and tough.
Right.
And that's really important.
I think every cook's probably made that mistake once at
Oh,
least.
sure. Yeah. And also, it's best to have, if you have a nice sharp knife.
You want to make it nice and thin.
And this turned out pretty good. We have a nice nice little bit of a pinkness, which I always think is nice. Okay. Okay.
That looks good.
Does it look good?
It looks wonderful.
Okay, so now we put a little bit of a few slices of the meat on the corn tortilla. Top it with some of the our interesting salsa verde mixture, and then of course we're going to have to try this. But
Of
Grace,
course.
I think you use that, don't you?
Oh yes, I do. And this is salsa, but it looks very much like pico de gallo, which I like. I like both.
I think when you buy them in the refrigerated section at the store, like I buy this at Trader Joe's, it seems like it is like that, like a fresh tomato. But if you buy a bottle, it's more like a process.
Yes,
Don't you think?
Yes.
Like it's been in the food process.
But I think before we try this,
We need a little bit of wine.
Joe,
And what did we tell? What did we have today,
well, we
Joe?
have another sangria, and this one I bought at Costco.
okay.
And so it was fairly reasonably priced. I think it was about $8, something like that. And it's a really pretty color, so we like
it's
that.
beautiful.
It looks great.
And I'm
like
pouring a
fruit
very
cup.
generous size here.
Yeah, well, there's
for us.
nothing like
Oops.
it. There's nothing like having a nice big glass. Okay.
And what did you put in the glasses? You put
I put a couple slices of peaches, just for a little
any
bit
kind of fruit that you like, if you like oranges or
Yeah,
cherries.
Well, I didn't have any oranges, so I said,
Well,
I said
there you go. You improvise, right? Nobody will know.
Let's
Okay, but
taste our food before we.
Okay.
I've got to try this.
Got to taste this. It looks so
It
good.
is really good. And you know what? This this food has 396 calories in it, which is unbelievable.
Now, one is $3.96, or is that a serving size?
Two.
Two.
Yeah, which is really pretty good. Of course, you can't load up the meat on each one.
Right.
Put a half a pound of meat
You really
on it.
don't need as much as you think you need.
No, I have 3 small, thin slices on each of these.
Right.
And it turned out
Fill it
good.
up with
Very
lots
good.
of vegetables and
Isn't it good?
yes, very good.
I love these, and I love the sauce on there. So good.
Very good.
God, I want to try this too, Joe. This was a good selection.
Wonderful. That was wonderful.
I love the color.
Cheers.
As Mom always said,
Cooking's a labor of love.
we know that for sure. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. Ooh.
Oh, that tastes good.
Oh, it tastes extra good cold with the
Well,
ice.
it's a summertime drink.
Yeah, but we
I
had
like this.
earlier. We tried it a little bit, and it didn't taste quite as good, but didn't have the ice in it. So it's better now.
So it's better cold. I think sangria is cold, isn't it?
Plus, too, you know what? That bottle's a nice bottle because it's resealable.
Yeah.
Look at that.
It came in that bottle.
Yes, it came in that bottle.
That's a cool
Usually,
looking bottle.
do we need to have it resealed? Because it's gone.
No,
Please click on the link below this video for the recipe we made today. Stand Up to Cancer is the official charity of La Tre Sorelle. Our whole family supports the Stand Up to Cancer organization.